Hello and welcome to This Week in Bobcat Athletics. I'm Vice President of Athletics Craig McPhail and hope everyone had a great Thanksgiving holiday. I know my turkey sure tasted better after watching our men's and women's basketball teams get wins here at Williams Gymnasium last Tuesday night. It was a great turnout as we had a lot of folks from the Banner Elk Elementary School. It's a byproduct of the Lunch Buddy program. So I'm excited to see all of those folks there and really make a difference because it was loud and our young men and women played to their best of their abilities and we got great performances out of it. We've got a great show today. Darius has got some friends with him and he's going to kind of tell you a little bit about them and you're going to get to know them better because these are the type of people who are making a wonderful difference for us on our campus here at Lee's McRae. Stay tuned for more of This Week in Bobcat Athletics.
Welcome back to This Week in Bobcat Athletics. I'm here with Marvin Rieger. How are you doing today?
Pretty good. How about yourself?
I'm doing well. Marvin here, he's a men's soccer player here at Lee's McRae College. Can you just give the audience a brief background of who you are and what made you come to Lee's McRae College?
So I'm a week out of graduating this December, a semester early. I'll have been here 7 semesters after coming over from Frankfurt, Germany, and it's been the best 3.5 years of my life.
That's awesome. And since you are from Germany, I know you've played a lot of soccer over there and they had to translate your talents here to the U.S. Have you noticed a big difference between, I guess, European soccer and American soccer?
Yeah, the difference is obviously, pretty great, especially from coming from Germany to Division II. And the biggest difference, I would say, is that there's just a much higher gap of the best players to the weakest players on a team. In Germany, it was all much closer, and but on the bright side, over here, despite there being such a big gap, the team chemistry and the team feeling is just that much better. In Germany, everyone just kind of fights for their own spots, and here you have a common purpose, so to speak.
Yeah, it's a different lifestyle, and I mean, I know you're not able to see your family often and things of that nature. What's like the biggest transition you've had to overcome? Switching different countries?
You just have to sort of keep an open mind and not be too focused on the ways that you were used to back home, and then you find ways, to compromise. You find things that you like over here better than back home, perhaps. And as far as communicating back with the family, it's so easy these days with technology, and we Skype once a week on Sundays if there's no special events in the week, and so it's not really been that difficult, I must say.
That's good. And I know you just finished your soccer season not too long ago, maybe a few weeks, and I noticed you actually got all conference, 3 years in a row. I mean, what did you have to do, coming in as a freshman and then moving up every year, just keeping your mind focused? What did you have to do to keep yourself focused and ready to play?
You just have to be honest about your strengths and weaknesses, and just really be self-aware. To really know what you have to work on, and I've just found a routine for myself to prepare for practices and games, and I've perfected it to the best of my abilities to get some consistency in my game, and that has sort of been probably the most helpful thing, just to be consistent.
Gotcha. And you are a senior. I know your season was a little bit different this year. Can you just explain kind of what was going through your mind, kind of what happened this year compared to the past couple of years?
Yeah, so I unfortunately got a concussion halfway through the season, caused me to miss the last 6 weeks, pretty much second half of the season. We did also have a lot of young people, young kids on the team, and I hope I could at least teach them for the future, for them to find some consistency and for them to be better in the future. And as far as me not getting any rewards this season, it really doesn't matter to me that much. I've had my share of success, and I just hope that I can help everyone else be successful in the future.
That's good. Really good team player. And do you have any advice for the future kids that's coming here to Lee's McRae, the freshmen or your teammates that's right now?
Yeah, basically just like I said, keep an open mind and make the best of what you have. Lee's McRae will never be a place where everything's given to you. Resources will always be limited, but it's always a place where if you do it right and if you have the right attitude, then great things can still happen. And we all love an underdog. So it's always good to be a part of that and to get some wins against big teams that where those wins are unexpected.
I agree. And your time here in Banner Elk is really limited. Do you have any future plans that you're thinking about doing here in the near future or anything?
So I just visited Portland, Oregon, and it was a very nice city, a little bit different from here, but I'm just open to exploring anything, you know. I've come over here, and now that this chapter is over, the world's open, you know, the world awaits. So I'm looking forward to it.
Well, best of luck to you, and thank you for coming today.
My pleasure.
Appreciate it. And just stay tuned for more This Week in Bobcat Athletics right after this. Welcome back to This Week in Bobcat Athletics. I'm here with Veronica Lawton. How are you doing today?
Pretty good. How about you?
I'm doing well, thank you. And Ms. Lawton here, she actually does women's cycling here at McRae College. Can you just give a brief description and background of who you are?
Well, I'm Veronica, and I'm from Lancaster, California. I raced BMX since I was 8 and started mountain biking 2 years ago.
Wow, and that's a very tough sport. Can you just give us a little bit more description of like the different events and the team events that's actually in cycling?
So for mountain biking, there's 4 different disciplines. There's cross country, which is a long endurance race. Short track, which is a short endurance race, which is just a straight sprint. Dual slalom is a gravity event where you're up against another person on the same course, different lanes. And then downhill is just one person going down a ski slope.
Sweet. And I know it's in high school as well. You did play basketball. You actually got defensive MVP. Can you just give us a little bit of a background on that and how you compare and contrast that to cycling?
So I played basketball for 3 years of high school and was on varsity all 3 years. And honestly, I think the basketball did help a little bit with the cycling, with the muscles and whatnot. It was a great experience, to say the least.
Good. And I noticed you got a championship this year, national championship, correct, here in at Leeds McRae. Can you just give us what went through your head right there? I mean, I know it's a great experience. Can you just give us a description on what was going through your head and what you placed in the different events?
So I honestly wasn't expecting a national championship my freshman year. Qualified 5th in dual slalom and just went through the different rounds and ended up having some really good laps and ended up winning it overall. Didn't know what to expect. Didn't really hit me for a couple weeks, but and then I ended up getting 3rd in downhill, 17th in cross country, and 14th in short track. So overall, I got 2nd in Omnium.
Well, good job. And since you are a freshman, you did well. What do you think you need to do to just keep you motivated and keep you focused for the next upcoming years?
Just gotta have fun and keep riding and training hard for each event.
Gotcha. And do you have any advice for any of your teammates and what they need to do just to make sure they're focused and just to get ready for each race?
Yeah, definitely just have fun. Don't focus so much on training or going fast. Just have fun and do what you're capable of doing.
Oh, definitely. I definitely agree with that. And you are a freshman. I know you got some time, but do you have any future plans and hopes for you right now, or are you still thinking about a lot of things?
So far, I'm hoping to go to the Worlds for BMX next year in South Carolina.
That'd be awesome. Well, thank you for being here. Best of luck to you.
Thank you.
And just stay tuned for more This Week in Bobcat Athletics right after this. Welcome back to This Week in Bobcat Athletics. I'm here with Coach Wall. How you doing today?
Doing well. How are you doing?
I'm doing well, thank you. Good. Coach Wall here is the head coach for the men's soccer team here at Leeds McRae College. Can you just give us a little bit of a background and what drew you here to Leeds McRae College?
Well, the first thing is always going to be the opportunity. This was the first collegiate head coaching gig that I was offered. And just blessed and fortunate to be here. It's a great place, tremendous soccer history and tradition. So really, I couldn't have lucked into a better place.
Awesome. And I noticed you were an athlete as well. You actually ended up playing at Wingate and Gardner-Webb. You actually hit a really big goal against Liberty in the conference championship. Can you just give us a little bit of your history and background of actually playing and comparing that to actually being a coach?
It's a different kind of challenge, but the competitiveness is still there. Yeah, I mean, it's always just a different thrill. Every single game, you kind of live for it. As a player, just getting up for it, being ready, and just having that energy and excitement each and every day. It's it's nothing that you can compare to as a coach. As a coach, the responsibility is just different. Obviously, from the game planning to the scouting to just putting together the 11 guys you want out on the field and you think that are going to give you the best opportunity to win. But then yet, once the game starts, you literally can control nothing as a soccer coach. So it's a different kind of challenge.
Gotcha. And I know this is hard. Being a coach, you have to really, prepare your young athletes. And I know it's tough when you are an athlete and then you end up being a coach. It's like you know a lot more than, I guess, the actual players. How do you motivate the players to, do what they need to do and to be focused and see things through your eyes?
It's a journey for each and every individual, and it's different for everyone. Just like getting them mentally prepared is different for each and every one of them. So you have to learn the player personalities, and you have to develop the personalities as well, manage the emotions of them as well, and understand that that's all part of each and everyone's journey. So it's all part of that challenge. And with a young team that we had this year, I think we learned a lot.
Definitely.
Especially myself. You don't get the time to work with them prior to the season starting, all but 2 weeks. So when you've got 15 freshmen and a lot of them played big minutes this year, everybody's learning.
Yeah, definitely. And you was an assistant coach at Belmont Abbey and places like that. What were the biggest things you took from being an assistant coach and then having to transfer your knowledge to being a head coach?
I think everywhere I've been, you just take bits and pieces of what you like, what you don't like. The year I spent at Gardner-Webb, the year and change I spent at Belmont Abbey College, and the year at Brevard College, all part of just my personal development as a coach. And you learn things along the way, from the recruiting side of things to the game planning side of things, everything in between. You just learn, and you make your own sort of philosophy from that. And you hope that any given day or year that you've put it together in the right way, and that you have success.
Definitely agree. And you just finished your season. How do you think the actual season went this year overall?
It was up and down, to be fair. With a young squad, I think we showed some resiliency in making it to the semifinals again. So I'd say we ended on a high note. The game against King near the end of the season, that was a brilliant performance from us. And I think in the moments and games where we got it right, there's a lot of positives to take from it, especially with the young squad that we had. The guys that we have returning, a lot of key players coming back. So I'm excited to see what we can do. I'm excited to see what another year of recruiting brings to us, and it's a good time. And I think although the results weren't what we wanted or expected, possibly, we ended on a high, and the excitement in the future is still there, and it's still bright.
Gotcha. And granted, you did play a tough schedule. I mean, I know you play, Limestone and Pfeiffer, and they're all, top 25. There's some tough teams, but y'all never gave up, so I definitely appreciate y'all for that. And do you have any, advice for your team actually going into the upcoming season for next year?
Yeah, I mean, the good thing is because of the, underachieving season most of us feel we had, the hunger should be there. But it's just not to get complacent and, just keep driving each and every day. Come with the right mentality for training and matches, and just be all in, buy in. And once you've done that, you'll see the difference that it makes in a year, 2 years, and 3 years from now when these freshmen are finally seniors. Again, it's that journey that we were talking about, and it's different for everybody, and it takes time.
Definitely agree. And do you have any, any hobbies or any long-term goals that we may not know about? Anything that you want to, talk about?
Well, I just got engaged on Saturday, so
congrats.
I guess
awesome.
On a personal note, get married is probably in the picture. So,
sweet.
Exciting times on and off the pitch for me.
Gotcha. Well, thank you for being here, and
thank you.
Blessings to your future and your marriage. And
I appreciate it.
And just stay tuned for more This Week in Bobcat Athletics right after this. Welcome back to This Week in Bobcat Athletics. I'm here with Mr. Fisher. How you doing today?
I'm doing well. How are you?
I'm doing well. And Mr. Fisher here, he's the Sports Information Director. And I do want to ask you a question before we get into the the gist of, what we're going to talk about. I know you're a big Vikings fan. I did see the game Thursday. Unfortunately, it was a really close match against the Detroit Lions. How do you think the overall performance was with that? And do you have any advice or any expectations for the future?
Well, obviously you're never happy with a loss, but the Lions played well and they're kind of on a roll right now. And the Vikings seem to be going on the opposite run, unfortunately. But overall, they're competitive, and really that's all I can ask of teams. NFL's a hard league, so you just want your team to give it. I know they're trying, so that's about all I can get.
Yeah, I mean, the NFC is definitely, a tough league. Itself, and you got teams that's coming up to the rise, like the Cowboys. For instance, I know a lot of people say that's America's team, and they haven't been good over the years, but right now, they look amazing. We're going to get into what we're going to talk about today. We actually had some games this past week, and so Fisher here is going to give us a recap on what happened.
Yep. Both basketball teams opened their home schedules last Tuesday, and both of them came away with a pair of victories. The women beat Converse, and the men beat Johnson C. Smith. The women also played a game Saturday at undefeated Lincoln Memorial. They came up short, but overall, very, very good week for Bobcat Athletics, going 2-1 overall.
I definitely agree, and that was our first home game for the men's basketball, and it went very well, so I appreciate the team, the coaches, and all the fans that supported us. And however, we do have some games coming up this week, and can you just give us what's going to happen this week in the future?
Sure. Both basketball teams will have a pair of doubleheaders this week. Tomorrow, the men and women go to Georgia to take on Emmanuel, and then they come back here Saturday, and both of them will be in action against Mount Olive beginning at 2 p.m. Women play at 2, and then the men will play at 4. In addition to that, the men will also have an exhibition game at ETSU Thursday at 7 p.m. And then track and field also gets their season underway Saturday in Winston-Salem, so busy week.
Definitely, and just wish us the best of luck. We're going to have a very tough schedule. Emmanuel's always pretty good. Mount Olive, they're always one of the top teams in the conference. And ETSU, that's our former assistant coach, Jennings, alma mater, so he's going to really want us to do very well against them. So we got to do it, basically. And thank you for being here.
No problem.
And with that, just stay tuned for more This Week in Bobcat Athletics with Craig McPhail right after this.
I've enjoyed having our student athletes on the show. I think it's a wonderful tribute to our coaches, our staff, our admissions counselors, and everybody else here to showcase the wonderful young people we have on our campus. I hope you've got to see them, and I hope you're going to be able to get engaged with them, whether it's coming and watching a practice, coming to a game, finding ways where you can spend your time and your talents and your treasures to help make their experience an even better one. Because I'm telling you, as small a community as Banner Elk is, we need everybody. We need everybody to be a part of our success, because at the end of the day, these 4 years that these young people have will last them forever. And I want you to be a difference maker, because they're difference makers to us. So folks, I hope you have a great week, and we'll see you next week on This Week in Bobcat Athletics.